What's going on? I'm Tom. I've always dreamed of filming on location, and what better place to start? We're at Ketchup in Dubai, and I'm with Chef Khaled.
Hi.
And today we're going to be making lamb cheesesteak. Let's get to it. So before we start, maybe we should set the scene a little bit. This is loosely based on your suggestion, by the way, this dish. Really cool idea. This is based on margoog, or is it threeds?
It's an Emirati dish. Margoog and threed are two different dishes, but it's only because of the different type of bread you would use. Basically, it's a braised lamb casserole. Then we get to soak the bread in the casserole, and that's the dish.
So the first thing we're going to do for our take on margoog is we're going to get on with the veg base.
It's just a normal mirepoix. Here we have some nice chopped carrots, some onions, and celery. So what we want to do is basically to sweat out these vegetables just to get them nice and sweet.
So I'm going to crack on with the lamb. Today we're using lamb shoulder. We've got some boneless lamb shoulder, but you could also do this with a whole lamb shoulder, cook it on the bone. That's a really good way to keep meat moist. But we're going to do it with boneless today, because one of the good things about pieces of lamb is that you can get a much bigger surface area, and so that means we can get more browning, which means more sweetness in the final dish, which is really nice. And we're going to put some spices in the base as well, some whole spices.
Yeah.
Okay.
Today we're going to be putting some cardamom pods and 1 stick of cinnamon, just to give it a nice scent, almost like a kickstart to the aromatics that we're going to be adding later to the braising liquid.
Yeah. Okay, so the lamb looks amazing. The base is also looking amazing. So now we're going to get on with the spices that are going to make this taste really, really nice.
The essential spice mix for Emirati cuisine would be coriander seeds, cumin seeds, and turmeric.
Okay.
And you just toast them until you can really smell the fragrance that comes out of these spices.
So now these are all going to go in here. So these are cooled a tiny bit. I'm going to start grinding them. And you want to get this to a rough powder.
All right, so now the vegetable base is perfectly cooked. As you can see, the vegetables look nice and translucent. Now what we want to do is add the tomato puree, and then after that would be the spice mix.
And we're also going to chuck in our turmeric as well.
Wow, the smell is incredible.
Yeah, it smells amazing.
This is just a white chicken stock.
We're putting the lamb in after the chicken stock. If you put the lamb in first and you pour the chicken stock in, it tends to splash around loads and goes all over your jumper. We've got some resting juices here. Definitely don't waste those, that's all good stuff. We're going to put some aromatics in.
What we've chosen is the black lime. It's a dried black lime, together with nice sprigs of thyme and some bay leaves.
So now it's just coming up to a simmer. You don't want to boil it. We're going to pop on some greaseproof paper.
This is going to prevent the top of the meat from getting burnt.
We're going to pop it in the oven for at least 3.5 hours. Keep checking it, keep basting it. Legit. One thing we really want is some texture in our sandwich. Onions are a really important part of margoog.
Yeah. So what we do basically is we deep fry the onions at low heat and let them fry for a long time, just to get a really nice golden color on them, and then we use them to garnish the dish. So today we're just taking some onions that have been pre-soaked in milk overnight, and then just mixing them with 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Onions have a high liquid content, so you want to ease them in slowly and keep shaking them, just moving them around so they don't stick to each other. You don't get like just one big onion ring. So we're frying them twice. First temperature is just to remove as much moisture as possible, and then the second fry is going to make it really nice and crispy. So as you can see, they're nice and golden. We just added some fennel salt. Now, as they are piping hot, direct off the oil, that's pretty much it.
Great. Here I've got some potatoes, which I've just soaked in some water for about half an hour, and then I've dried them off. They're kind of like matchstick fries. It's going to add amazing crunch, and everyone loves chips.
Now remember, this one also contains a lot of moisture, so when you drop it into the oil, you need to be very careful and you need to add it very, very slowly.
More great advice from Khaled.
Right, these are done. Just adding some fennel salt, just how we did with the crispy onions. You can hear the crispness of the fries.
Yeah, amazing. All right, This guy's been in the oven for 4 hours and it's a complete joke, smells amazing. I've removed the cartouche, I've taken out all the aromatics, all the whole spices, so now all you're left with is the lamb.
So the meat is nice and ready. As you can see, the meat is just pulling right off.
And then here we've got some melted butter. This is going to be the pan that we're going to melt our cheese in. In the meantime, I'm just going to quickly do my bread. We're going to grill it.
What we really want is to make sure that that lamb with its jus to soak into that bread.
Just going to pop that on there to help it weigh down a bit. And I'm going to put that on there as well, because it's not heavy enough. So that's going to get some nice colour. Okay, looking good. In the meantime, it's really, really, really soft. I'm just going to finish breaking it up into the pan. Don't mush it completely, because you want a little bit of texture as you're eating a sandwich, but definitely mush most of it. So what's this cheese?
This is Kashkaval cheese. It has the same texture almost as mozzarella, and it's going to give you a really nice stringy texture as soon as it melts on top of the meat. It's a bit saltier than mozzarella, but it's going to give you a really nice balance of flavors.
And you'd usually use provolone or mozzarella here?
Yeah, actually, yeah. But
we're in Dubai, so we're using Kashkaval. So I've just chopped up some chives. This is looking ridiculous. We're gonna pop it here because that's cooked. Now we're gonna build it into our sandwich. And we're gonna pull sauce and all the cheese, and it's meant to be messy. This is like 100% what we wanted.
Now the jus from the meat is going to create that element of marguga that we wanted.
So chives, got a few on there.
Yep, and then we got the
Crispy
nice
onions, you
crispy
go.
onions.
A few more.
All
Go on.
Can't really have enough of these, am I right?
Okay, and then fries on top. And then final chives.
Awesome.
That's what I'm talking about. That looks incredible. You don't need any other cheesesteak, and this is literally the best setting I can imagine to enjoy this with Chef Khaled. Thank you so much, man. It's been so much fun. Let's eat it. Who wants some? Hello. Oh, it's hot.
That's delicious.
Oh, it's so good. It is so good. That's seriously good.
So good.
So there you have it, guys. Lamb margoug cheesesteak in Dubai with Chef Khaled at Blue Waters. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you next time.